taken hormones have gotten a bad rap over the years, but the science and the understanding and the education is really starting to change. And we're going to give you the basics on hormones and blood work. Coach Barrick, Equity Podcast, giving you tools to be fit for life. So, hormones are a big part of our health. If we want to be healthy and fit and live life to the fullest, understanding how hormones work, how they affect us, what we can do to affect them to live our best possible life, we need some understanding of that. And so we're just going to break that down. We're going to start with kind of the basics. Hey, what are the sex hormones and why they matter? So there's three big ones that we really want to focus on, and that's testosterone. I think most people know what testosterone is, or have heard of it. And that's going to focus on muscle growth and recovery and bone density and mood and libido and drive. And this isn't just for men. Both men and women need testosterone for all of those things. It's going to be to different levels, of course, but both sexes need testosterone. And both sexes can be low or can be high. We also need estrogen. Obviously, I think most people have heard of estrogen as well. Supports joint health, brain function, energy, fat regulation. Again, both sexes need estrogen. Estrogen is not bad for men. Testosterone is not bad for women. Sorry, we got some work going on in the gym. So we need estrogen for all those things. And then we have progesterone. That's the hardest one for me to say. Helps with balance, with mood. Helps balance your mood, supports sleep, reduces inflammation. Like all of those things, those three hormones, that is a lot of things to help regulate, to help be your best self, to be healthy, to be fit. Those are all super important things. So we need to make sure, we want to make sure to kind of maximize our health that those levels are good. And we can have some signs of if these things are off, right? So you can kind of guess a lot of them, but fatigue, low libido, weight gain, mood swings, poor sleep, strength plateaus, bad recovery. Like if those numbers are off, we're just not going to see that, right? We're not seeing results in the gym, or we've plateaued and tried new things, and like we're doing all the things and it's just not happening. That's a time when we start getting 40s, 50s. When we start getting up there, those hormone levels can start decreasing. In men, it's going to be much more slow. It's going to be a little bit more subtle. With women, it can be much quicker, right? We have perimenopause and then menopause, where perimenopause, those levels are going to jump all over the place. They're going to be really high. They're going to be really low. Going to be all over the place. And in menopause, those hormones, like, they can just basically go away, and that can really throw a loop through your entire life. It just, your moods, your strength, your recovery, everything. And then just men over time will just start slowly losing it. So these are really, really important to understand, or just have the basics so you can ask the right questions to your primary care physician or a urologist or somebody that can help you with this. So the next thing, that's kind of the basics. Now we want to talk about blood work. So blood work will let us monitor what our hormones level. If we don't know what they are, if we don't measure it, we can't track it, we can't do something about it. So we want to make sure that we're tracking this. So doing this yearly can be really beneficial, especially once we start, 40 and up. Doing this yearly, really, really smart. So both men and women, there's some certain things that we can definitely get: testosterone, estradiol, cortisol, thyroid panel. There's also some other weird abbreviations that you can add to that. And I'll have all of that in the description below of some examples. And then for women over 35 that are in perimenopause, getting a progesterone, getting that progesterone checked, and then getting a full estrogen panel. All these words are so hard to say. Estrogen panel, super helpful as well, just for women over 35. And again, this is very broad. Like when you go in and you're asking for blood work, these are just things to ask your doctor. Like, hey, this is some things that I've researched and thought about, what do you think about these? So we definitely want to try that. And when we're doing blood work, we also want to do it fasted. We can do a lot. We can get a lot of other panels. We can get lipid panels and blood sugar. You can get insulin, A1C, your A1C. Like, there's a lot of different things we can get with that. So doing fasted morning labs would be really, really important. And then finding the right doctor. There's just some doctors that won't do that. We have a doctor in the area that we recommend, and she is really awesome and really helpful in figuring out how to use the data from the plant panels and what to do, what actions to take. She's really, really great and really helpful in helping with that. So if you need a recommendation, reach out in the comments or message us, and we can connect you. So that's kind of the blood work. We want to testosterone, estradiol, cortisol, thyroid. There's some other stuff, like I said, in the description. So the next one, like, this can be like, how should we talk to our doctor about it? When you start asking for something that you're really unsure about, but you're kind of heard of, like, how do we have that conversation? And there's kind of two ways. The first thing you want to consider when you're going to start talking to your doctor is understanding why you want the blood work in the first place. So is it, hey, I'm just curious? Is it, I just want to set a baseline for later in my life? Is it, man, I'm having symptoms. I have issues that I think might be because of a hormone imbalance, right? Fatigue, low libido, weight gain, mood swings, poor sleep, strength plateaus, bad recovery. If we're having any of those are reasons that you might want to get your blood work done to check it out. So just going in there and just being like, oh, I want this, and having that type of tone, but coming in this with curiosity and with doing some research beforehand, that's going to be a much better place, and they're much more likely to be much more helpful in getting you the information that you want. So tell them how you're feeling and why you're interested in doing this, and like, hey, make sure that you want to do this. And being all because you feel fine doesn't necessarily mean that you're where you want to be, right? Sometimes I don't want to be fine. I want to be better. I want to be great. And that's okay. And sometimes, hey, I feel fine now, but I just want to set a best baseline for later in my life, just so I know what normal is. And, just like with your talking to anybody, don't be a dick. Be respectful. Be clear as kind. And do come at this with a open mind and with a little bit of information, and do some research beforehand. So we got the blood work done. Doctor's on board. Obviously, we want the doctor there to help us out. Hey, what do I do with this information? But we can also do some stuff for ourselves, right? Just like the reason you come to a gym. The coach is there to help you. The coach is there to guide you, but that doesn't mean you're still not coaching yourself, right? When you're taking class, you're looking at the person who moves the best so you can learn from that person. It's not just, oh, it's the coach didn't tell me, so I must be moving perfect. Coach didn't say anything, so I must be doing great. Like, you have to take accountability for yourself, and it's the same thing with this. We want the guidance from the doctor, but also do some research on your own. So first thing, when we get that blood work, if there's something off, and it'll tell you in the panel, it'll tell you if it's low, in range, or high. It'll tell you. And if something's off, that's okay. Don't panic. Relax. We adjust. If something is off, the first step is not taking medicine or hormone. It's not taking something. The first step is, am I doing all that I can with sleeping, with nutrition, with training, and managing my stress? If those 4 things aren't under control, the hormones are just a band-aid. we want to make sure that we do those things first, then go to the next step. We only consider medication or HRT or TRT, whatever you want to call it, after we try everything else. We want to do that first. Do your research, figure out the things that you can do, have some self-reflection, talk to your doctor. What do they suggest? Talk to other people that have work done and what worked for them and what didn't work for them. And then also track how you feel, right? Get blood work done every year and see how you're feeling. Hey, man, I felt really good this month, but that project I finished last month, I just didn't have as much stress. Kids didn't have any sports the past 3 months, and I've been feeling really great. All that running around, I wasn't eating right. That really took a toll on me. So make sure we understand that. And then, like I said, we just got to do some research once we figure out exactly what is up or down. And your doctor will definitely be able to help you with that. All right, so final takeaways. Hormones matter, but that does not mean they are a cure-all. We want to make sure that we do put the first things first. Make sure we're sleeping. Make sure we're managing stress. Make sure we're eating well. Make sure that we're training. We're lifting heavy weights. Make sure we're doing that. They do matter more than people realize. They can affect us more than people realize. And they're not bad. They are a tool in the toolbox. Blood work can reveal things that we weren't really noticing. It was a slow change. We didn't really notice it. Now, when we measure things, we can see what's going on. We can start realizing, oh, I just have not been feeling myself lately, and this might be why. Don't wait for something to be wrong. Get a baseline. Hey, find out where that baseline is, and then over the years, we can adjust as we need to. If you're having symptoms, speak up and then ask questions. Don't just take everything at face value. It's okay to ask questions. Clear is kind. Most of the people in the gym don't want to be average in their health. They want to excel. So if you have low numbers and we want to try and maximize those numbers, start with those 4 things we talked about earlier, and then we can start talking to a physician about, hey, what are some options to improve my health over time, right? We're not just going to jump to the deep end, ease into it. And remember why we do this. Why are we in the gym? We're in this so we can be an asset to our family and the people around us, so we're not a burden. We want to be able to live life to the fullest. We want to be able to kick ass into our 90s. So remember, it's going to take time. We have that long-term view of health and fitness. I hope this helps. This is just meant to be a foundation, that first run through of what hormones are, what blood work is, and gives you the foundation to start asking the questions to understand it more. If you have any specific questions, let me know. Comments, shoot me a message. Love to hear it. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to add a tool to your toolbox. We're trying to have more happy, healthy people in the world. Cheers.